Hi again. I thought today we'd talk about chewing. Now, chewing is a perfectly normal behaviour for a dog. It's a way that they test out the world around them. And sooner or later, the dog is going to chew on stuff. Now, hopefully the stuff that they chew is toys that you've provided specially for that purpose. But if they prefer other things around them, they may chew on those as well, such as your furniture or possessions lying on tables, or really anything they can get hold of that they fancy testing out. Now, why do they actually want to chew in the first place? The chances are that a lot of chewing, at least when the dog first comes home, is because they're a little bit stressed. And chewing releases endorphins, which makes the dog feel better. So chewing helps them feel more relaxed about being in their new environment. So they might chew because they're worried. They may also chew because they have discomfort in their tummy, or maybe tooth pain can cause chewing. They could chew just to explore things, to find out more about them. It could be because they want to play, something to have fun with. It could be because they're bored. So some of the things that dogs might choose to do to have a bit of fun. So you might be wondering why dogs chew on all this stuff that we know is not intended for chewing, but they just desire to have your slippers rather than the chew toy you provided. And this is because dogs chew things that are good for chewing. Now, we have a name for things. We know that the remote control is the remote control, and that this rubber bone is a rubber bone. And we know the bone is for chewing. We know the remote control is for operating the television. But from a dog's perspective, they're similar shape, they might be a similar size, and they're both made of plastic. So they're equally good for the purpose of chewing. The dog has no concept that the remote control works the television, and the bone is pretty useless in that respect. And so this is what can end up happening to your remote control. It says that looks tasty. I could test that now. But, you know, still fun for chewing, not a lot of use for the television. And the same applies to this bone here. Now look at that, they're less interested in the bone. Oh, do you want the bone, Daisy? Do you want the bone? Huh? Maybe the remote control was more interesting than the bone. Huh? Yeah. So they're just as likely to chew the remote control as they are the rubber bone. And it's down to us to make sure that they can't get hold of the things we'd rather they didn't chew. Now, if your dog is chewing stuff you don't want them to have, then management is going to be the way to start. And you might think, oh, well, just put a muzzle on them and that will be fine. Well, this is a muzzle that was being worn by a dog that, actually the dog that chewed this remote control. And as you can see, the dog made a pretty good job on the muzzle as well. Still wearing it, it didn't come off, but look what happened to the muzzle. So popping a muzzle on is a good short-term fix, but not necessarily a long-term solution. Obviously, the most you can do to keep things out of their way is going to help you as well. But what you need to do is to explore the reasons behind the chewing in order to find out the emotional reason for the chewing, and then put things in place to work on that. And that's where I can come in as a behaviourist and give you help with figuring out the cause of the chewing, so we can help the dog to find other ways for giving an outlet to that behaviour. So that's it for today. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now.